Hi, this is Pam. This is the mini album that we're going to be creating for the Craft Crossing in Gonzales on December the 5th. This is a Maya Road chipboard album with the rings in it, or binder rings in it, and we also I think it has 8 pages. So I'm going to cover this for you online or on camera, and we'll decorate it as we go. This is the inside front and back are 5x7, and the inside pages are, let me see, I think they're 4 1/8 by 6 7/8, and you'll have to cut your own paper in most things. Okay, so I have already put score tape on this because we're going to have to trim it because of the rounded corners on her album. So I'm just going to pull this off. I've already burnished it, and we'll get started on it. It's going to be a fun little chunky album. It shouldn't take you too long to glue stick. Put this over this so I can just get. I'm sure I'm going to have to move it around some. It's been so humid out here. All right, so we're going to put this down. Just right up here on, we're not going to cover this seam right here. We're just going to go right up to it, and let me get it as close to this edge over here as I can, and press it down. We'll probably get the album covered and the inside pages done, and the front decorated, hopefully. Okay, so we have, you can see we have a little bit to cut off and trim on the edges. So you want to make sure that you have a good sharp craft knife, because I'm also going to be cutting around the glue or through the score tape on this, so it's going to have to be nice and sharp to cut through. And I am using a glass mat. I try without a glass mat, and I just have a hard time cutting it. And I try to start with a fresh one every time. A little bit. And we'll sand a little bit to get it. So we have that part on. I have a sander. Oh, there it is right in front of me. So I'm just going to sand these edges. And if your paper overlaps a little, if you'll just kind of pull down at an angle on your paper, it will go ahead and smooth out. That looks okay. It didn't look like it was stuck too well. This is Bo Bunny's Christmas collage paper. I love the khaki craft look on it. I'm going to do the same to the back once I find it. I found it, but I put the outside back on the wrong side. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some, I put some score tape on this. I forgot to go ahead and do it earlier. I've been watching the news all weekend about the bombing in Paris, and I don't understand the people that do things like that. There's just something mentally wrong with you that makes you enjoy killing people. So my opinion is they need to close the borders and keep them out. So have that down. Let's pull this up. And once I get this, both these on, I'll go back and ink them. It's gonna rain. Actually, looks like it's fall here today. It's cool. Now 58 degrees, which is really cool for us. And I don't know how I can lose my ATG gun when I have it sitting right here, but I can. Here. This just right up to the top. And the reason I try to get it even on one side is it's just that much less to trim. So. Stuck myself with a knife. Let me go around here and this. Same thing, just leave with a nice sharp X-Acto knife. You don't have a lot of sanding on this. So. There's a little, her little insignia there. Okay, so, and again, on this whole album, I used Distress Ink peeled paint. Just and now I've already cut a spine from the inside of this. This was 3.5 inches, 3.5 inches wide, and then I scalloped at the edges. When you do a border punch, especially on the outside where it's going to get a lot of touching, you want to kind of use one that's closed and has a small border so it won't rip. And so I punched it, and once it's punched, it's 3 inches. So it's going to take it down 1/4 of an inch on each side, and this is, so it's 3.5 by 7. And I think that I have already inked it. So I'm going to just kind of fit it over this. And I want as much of Santa's head to show as I can get. Keep trying to scrunch it around here. And get enough on here. And this may be longer in the back, but I don't care. I'm going to cut it off. This is kind of the way it wants to fit. I'll still give you just a little bit of his green. I'm just going to kind of shape this with my hands and get it maybe even straight. There, it's crooked to me. There we go. Just turn it around. And I'm going to put some ink score tape on it, and then we'll start gluing it down. And once I get this kind of shaped on to the front, I'm going to put some liquid glue on, just dots on the. I'm going to leave enough room for this to breathe in here when you open it, so it won't be. I'm just going to get it as close to these punches as I can here. I'm going to run some 1/4 inch down this because I want the end of this to really stay. I'll put some glue on that. I don't think there's enough of that for that. So, one second. I'm gonna pull this one, just this one off, and see if I can get it on there just the way I want it before I pull them all loose, because I don't want to have a hard time. I'm gonna just dot maybe some on this, just a little to keep these down. So, can I put this right on here? Get it sort of straight. So I can see how it's going to look. There it is. Let's see how close I got. And this is going to be trimming all of them. So I'm going to pull this off. So I'm going to put some, I know one of these is going to need trimming, but put this down. Hopefully get it to sit on here if I want it to. So pull this one off. Stick it down. We'll run the glue, wet glue, down the side of this. Press this down.